The first batch of Afghan refugees arrives in Uganda. Now this comes after Ugandans have been waiting for them patiently. We have the story in our bulletin today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nahabe Kajur, but first are the headlines. Government moves to partner with Uganda on Emyoga program. And Tunisians react to President's extension of parliament suspension. And in our sports today, Basena anticipates success upon reunion with Mitchell. The first batch of refugees from Afghanistan has today, Wednesday morning, arrived in Uganda, where they will stay temporarily. Now, the group of 51 evacuees that landed at Entebbe International Airport at 6 a.m. was received by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs officials and their counterparts from the U.S. Embassy in Uganda. We have more on this report.
In a statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the evacuees, who included men, women and children, underwent the necessary security screening, as well as the mandatory COVID-19 testing and the required quarantine procedures. Following the announcement of the decision to host the Afghan refugees, a number of Ugandans have raised concerns over the matter, but according to the government, it needs to keep up with its policy of welcoming people from all walks of life. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that the decision to those in need is informed by government of Uganda's consistent policy of receiving refugees and persons in distress, as well as playing a responsible role in matters of international concern. Uganda is currently home to over 1.5 million refugees from mostly neighboring countries, including South Sudan and Democratic Republic of Congo, who are running away from conflicts in their home countries. Government recently said that after a call from officials from the U.S. government, President Museveni welcomed the move to host temporarily over 2,000 Afghan refugees who were fleeing their country.
Well, thank you so much, our reporter. Now moving on, the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Olanya, told legislators that all debates in the 11th Parliament must be evidence-based and legislators without facts will not be allowed to debate on the floor of Parliament. We have more on this report.
Chairing his maiden sitting as a Speaker, Olanya said it is unfortunate that some MPs waste Parliament's time with half-baked submissions, which is a disservice to the electorate. Olanya, who had been down with illness, also led MPs to observe a moment of silence in honor of Lieutenant General Pecos Kutesa and Major General Paul Lekech, who passed on last week. After paying a moment of silence in remembrance of the two departed generals, he introduced the new clerk to Parliament, Adolf Mwesije, to the House. He informed legislators that he shall organize a special sitting where they will be given an opportunity to debate on the Uganda they want for the next 5 years. He told them that he will not entertain half-baked submissions from legislators, adding that the debate must be evidence-based in this new parliament.
Thank you so much, our reporter. Moving on, in our local stories, the State Minister for Microfinance, Haruna Cheune Kasolo, has told government is looking at partnering with Uganda Kingdom to help in the implementation of the Emyoga program. Now, the program launched last year seeks to enable Ugandans in the informal sector boost their household incomes by growing their small businesses through saving in SACCOs and borrowing at a small interest rate. We have more on this report.
On Tuesday, the State Minister for Microfinance, Haruna Cheune Kasolo, led officials from the Microfinance Support Center and Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority to meet officials from Uganda government, led by the Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga. The minister said that partnering with Uganda, government wants to ensure successful implementation of the program by using its structures to reach out to the population. According to John Peter Mjuni, the Executive Director of Microfinance Support Center, the partnership would go a long way in monitoring the program in Uganda using the Mengo government structures. He suggested that Microfinance Support Center can as well establish a special desk for Uganda to handle issues related to Emyoga program. According to Mujuni, the Microfinance Support Center can also lend money to SACCOs at lowest rates in the country, a service he said can be tapped into using Uganda government structures. Speaking at the meeting, Uganda Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga welcomed the idea of partnership but warned the population against politicking issues to do with development. Citing a partnership that Uganda has with the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, Maiga said coffee production has been enhanced, noting that the same can be done to ensure success of a Myoga program.
Well, thank you so much, our reporter. Now let's go for a quick break. We shall come back with the international news. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, the right to know. In our international news today, Zambia's newly elected leader Hakainde Hichilema has been sworn in after an election victory held as a rare triumph over authoritarianism and a milestone in African democracy. Now, President Hichilema, fondly known as HH or Bali, an informal term for father, has vowed to clean up Zambia's economic crisis. We have more.
Hichilema, 59, took the oath of office on Tuesday before thousands of jubilant supporters gathered at the Heroes Stadium in the capital, Lusaka, sporting the red and yellow regalia of his United Party for National Development. On his sixth bid for the presidency, Hichilema defeated the incumbent Edgar Lungu, 64, by nearly 1 million votes, a landslide spurred by economic hardship and restricted freedoms under the previous government. The victory is the 17th opposition win in sub-Saharan Africa since 2015. It occurred despite restricted campaigning and suspected rigging in favor of Lungu's party. Voter turnout on August 12th was nearly 71%, and many Zambians queued late into the night to cast their ballots. Lungu and his rival were neck and neck in both 2016 polls and a 2015 snap election. But the incumbent's popularity was sapped by unsustainable infrastructure spending that plunged the copper-rich Southern African nation of more than 18 million people into debt default. The local kwacha currency plummeted and inflation rose about 24%, rendering basic goods unaffordable in a country where more than half the population lived in poverty before the coronavirus pandemic.
Moving on, the UN Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs condemned on Monday the worsening situation in Beni, North Kivu, a province in the east of DRC, plagued by attacks by armed groups. Take a look at the story.
North Kivu and the neighboring province of Ituri have been under a state of siege since the beginning of May, an exceptional measure imposed by the authorities in an attempt to put an end to violence that has lasted for more than 25 years. In the first 2 weeks of August, at least 27 civilians were killed in this area, the majority of whom died in Mamove, west of Oicha, where 37 other civilians had already been killed in July 2021, according to the Humanitarian Office. These attacks are also causing major population displacements. To date, more than 710,000 people have been displaced in Beni territory. In total, the UN estimates that there are over 1.8 million displaced people in North Kivu.
Moving on, former Chadian President Hissène Habré has died at the age of 79 in Senegal, where he was sentenced to life imprisonment for crimes against humanity after an unprecedented trial, according to Senegalese Justice Minister Malick Sall on Tuesday. We have more on this report.
Senegalese Justice Minister Malick Sall, while speaking to the media, said that the former Chadian President Hissène Habré has been handed over to his Lord, adding that he had died of COVID-19. Hissène Habré, who ruled Chad from 1982 to 1990, was on 30 May 2016 sentenced to life imprisonment after an unprecedented trial in Dakar, after having been found guilty of crimes like rape, murder, slavery and kidnapping. A Chadian Judicial Commission of Inquiry estimated that 40,000 people died as a result of the repression under the Habré regime. Hissène Habré, ousted in 1990, had found refuge in Senegal as a result of the international pressure, where the conditions for his trial were created and where he was arrested in 2013 and charged by a special court set up in cooperation with the African Union.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. Now, many Tunisians have at last come out to comment on President Kais Said's decision to extend the suspension of parliament until further notice, almost a month after freezing it, in a move that opponents decried as a coup. Now, the president also extended an order lifting immunity for the country's lawmakers. Take a look at the story.
As the Tunisian president is preparing to deliver an address to the Tunisian people in the coming days, many people are anxious and eager to listen to what he has for the country. Afeid, a Tunisia resident, said that it's been 10 years that the people have been silent, and in just 1 month of parliament suspension, the corrupt and the people who plunder the country, the ones who are disturbed. But for another resident, identified simply as Mohammed, this 1 whole month, and when the president has not yet appointed a prime minister, is too much. Tunisia, hailed as a rare democratic success story in the Middle East and North Africa, is marred in a political crisis compounded by dire economic woes and the COVID-19 pandemic. Said's shock intervention on July 25th, in which he sacked the government and said he was suspending parliament for a month, sparked uncertainty for the North African country. He said the measures were necessary to prevent the country from collapse. He also cited powers he says were granted by the constitution, but he has yet to reveal a roadmap for his decisions despite repeated demands by political parties. The intervention was condemned by judges and Said's opponents, in particular the Islamist-inspired Ennahda party, the largest bloc in parliament.
Well, thank you so much, our reporter. Now, Africa Today takes a quick break. We shall come back with more news. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, the right to know. Now let's turn your attention to our business news today. Traders at Mokono Shopping Arcade in Kampala yesterday protested against incessant demands for rent for July, saying they did not work during the said month due to the COVID-19 lockdown. We have more on this report.
The Mokono Shopping Arcade tenants say they were being asked to pay rent for July when shops were closed during that period, asking President Museveni to intervene before the situation gets out of hand. One of the tenants said that it is not fair at all if they tell you to pay the month you haven't worked for. She added that they are asking President Museveni to rescue them since the management is not helping them at all. Luke Owesigire, the Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesman, said 3 of the traders were arrested for allegedly inciting violence. He said that these are currently detained at Central Police Station, calling upon the leadership of the arcade to find the lasting solutions with the tenants regarding the issue of rent.
Away from business, in our health news today, many Ugandans are struggling to vaccinate against COVID-19 amidst fears of a new wave. Now, Uganda has struggled to access vaccines to reach its target of inoculating 22 million people as the world's rich nations continue to hold on to doses. Now, the country has only received some 2 million doses of AstraZeneca's vaccine and 300,000 doses of the Chinese-developed Sinovac shot. We have more on this report.
While receiving donations through the COVAX program, as well as purchasing vaccines from a number of sources, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng said the government is now using a multi-pronged approach to secure jobs. Announcing the latest vaccination figures at a press conference on August 20th, Ugandan Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Aceng said availability would continue to decide the speed of the national rollout. Uganda was ravaged by a second wave of coronavirus infections in June, pushing hospitals to full capacity and forcing the country back into lockdown restrictions. The urgency to obtain first and second doses in Uganda and across most poor countries contrasts sharply with rich countries now beginning to authorize booster shots. Uganda's COVID-19 incident manager, Dr. Misaki Wayengera, joined the World Health Organization and other countries in the African Union in requesting doses to be released to poorer countries ahead of rolling out third jabs. Seeking to supply and speed up vaccination campaigns across the continent is top of the agenda as African health ministers meet for the World Health Organization's Regional Committee between August 24th and 26th.
In our sports news today, Uganda Cranes assistant coach Moses Basena anticipates achieving success upon his reunion with Saban Mitchell. Now, Basena officially reported for work last Saturday evening and was part of the Sunday training sessions with the team. We have more on this report.
Moses Basena disclosed that it has always been good working with Mitchell for a long time, adding that he has achieved some big milestones in football. He said that he had been in touch not physically but have been communicating on a regular basis on football issues and have achieved together. Basena came on board to replace Charles Livingstone Mbabazi after the latter turned down the job for unclear reasons. Fast forward, he looks forward the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Kenya and Mali in Group E. He is particularly impressed by the work ethic of junior players on the team who have been camped at the Cranes Paradise Hotel in Kisasi, Kampala. Basena worked with Mitchell since 2015 and together qualified the team to the AFCON finals in 2017 hosted by Gabon. When Mitchell resigned in 2017, Basena was named as interim head coach and qualified the Uganda Cranes to the 2018 CHAN finals in Morocco. On Wednesday, Mitchell is expected to name the traveling team to Ethiopia for further preparations where the Uganda Cranes plan an international build-up match or two.
Thank you so much, our reporter. Now, before we end our bulletin, let's have a recap of our top stories. Government moves to partner with Uganda on Emyoga program. And Tunisians react to President's extension of Parliament suspension. And in our sports today, Basena anticipates success upon reunion with Mitchell. Thank you so much for being a loyal audience. From where we started from, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We shall keep updating you. It is TV Africa, the bright to know.